All right, beautiful. We are back, and as we promised, we definitely have an amazing conversation awaiting us. We have the beautiful, the amazing Yeddah B in studio with us. She's just a breath of fresh air. She just came in here, and it was laughter, it was vibes. So I know that we're gonna have a really good time. And just to remind you guys that we are live on YouTube, so definitely you can follow through with the show and also share a link with someone you feel may actually benefit from this conversation. Wale mabeshte wa Yeddah B, I know you guys are tuned in as well. So keep sharing so that more people will get to hear this amazing story. I just have a feeling that by the end of this interview, we're going to be inspired. So without much further ado, let me welcome my amazing guest, our amazing guest, Yeddah. Hi.
Hi. Good morning, Beatrice.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I am excited to be here.
Yes.
I guess I may have possibly missed some sleep last night. And I was looking forward to meeting both you and Gigi this morning.
Awesome.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have you this morning.
Thank you.
Or publish.
It's Purple Rain. On
Yeah,
this
I
beautiful-
know. Yeah, so thank you so much,
Yes.
even for accepting this invitation to come and just talk to us.
Yeah.
We're telling you off air that it's an easy conversation.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is the day
yes.
the Lord has made,
Yeah,
so we're going to go
definitely.
with the flow.
So
Yeah.
let us just continue to flow with it, you know.
Yes.
So first
Yeah.
things first. Who
Yeah.
is Yeddah B?
Oh, well, Yeddah B, I guess, is a packet of many things. But I can possibly commence with the name itself.
Yes.
The name Yeddah actually means beautiful voice.
Wow.
And also knowledge. But now knowledge comes in various ways because I consider myself an eclectic person. I am a person of many talents and hobbies. So I can touch on art, music, research, amongst other things. But principally what drives me is I am a philanthropist in the background. I like supporting education. I'm a mental health survivor and advocate and a champion. And also I'm getting into the line of climate right now, a bit of it. But performance arts, I mean, that is really what takes most of my time as a hobby and a talent. And I am both a musician and also I'm also in the dance world.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
belong to an association called Afro-Latin Dances of Kenya. Yeah, and I am trying to bring all this and see how I can be able to support and encourage mostly the vulnerable communities in Kenya and possibly globally. I don't know what God has in store for me because the dream is bigger and the
Yeah.
future is brighter. I belong to this organization called Rotary International. I actually have a pin on today. We are a global association of volunteer leaders. All we do is community work. We love community work. We are not paid for it, and what drives us is service above self. Yeah, so this year I have had the opportunity to serve at an advanced position a bit in executive leadership in my chapter. And I'm just looking to see how this other side also can come in and how I can use my music, my dancing, the meaning of my name, amongst other things, also in this world. Yes.
Wow. You know, it reminds me of when the Bible talks about the 5 talents and the other 2 talents and the 1 talent. You know, God has given you so much, but then the beauty of it is that you're really putting all of it, the concoction of what it is together for the glory of God, and that's a really beautiful thing.
Amen.
So is Yeddah your real name?
Or is the swag name? Oh, bless my parents. Yeddah is actually my real name. It is a Hebrew name.
Oh,
That's
wow.
where we get it. It means beautiful voice. It means
Yes.
knowledge. My middle name is Bageni. In full, Machage is my father's name. God rest his soul. And actually, this song partly was inspired when it was released on August this month. That was my dad's birthday. Yes, those are my names, and I was named after someone special, his mother. So whenever you hear Yeddah, it's my father's mother, and it makes it a really special name. Yes.
It's a special name
It's
for
a special
sure.
name.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll get to hear about you growing up and all. And you mentioned something as the many things that you do, and you mentioned mental health survivor campaigner. Briefly,
Yeah.
if you would talk to us about it.
So the genesis of this song, Sirudi, was actually in 2014 when I wrote the lyrics. So this song has been incubating for quite some time. But what I've come to realize and understand in the world of music is taking the first step to vocalize those lyrics, you know, to put them out for the world to hear is, I think, the most difficult part. You write the lyrics, you incubate them, and then now the next stage is really something that needs an inner kind of strength. So back in 2014, I went through a life-changing season, which made me ask so many questions. And that life-changing season affected me differently. You can just have the surface, and then you can also have inward. Yeah. And, you know, the way they say is that the mind can also break, in as much as most of the time what we see is a broken limb. Yeah, so breaking the heart, the mind is an intrusive thing. And I think from that experience, I came to understand that matters mental health is not something that it's much stigmatized. It's not something that is widely understood.
Yeah.
And along the way, I also had another separate experience. And I came to realize now this is becoming a trigger. So I decided, okay, let me take myself to those experts, you know, who understand exactly what's going on. And I interacted with institutions of, you know, where I received treatment, both psychology and also psychiatry, because those are different entities. And so I decided to become a voice for those who need encouragement. I am championing the same in Rotary as well. God has given me the opportunity to be. I think what I'm also realizing is God's perfect timing. Things just align.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so in Rotary I belong to what we call a district. It's a cluster of 4 countries, and we are driving that agenda. Yes, I and the district and the top leadership, and in the hope that we can hear what the world is saying, what Rotary itself is saying, and we see what programs we can roll out so that we can address the needs that are actually on the ground. Yeah, so that's how I come in as a champion, how I consider myself as a champion. At my place of work, they know my story now, because I don't think I really spoke about it loudly and widely earlier on. You know, it takes time for someone to heal and to actually get to a place where they can feel they can collect that information and content and talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everywhere I go, it is a conversation I would like and I want to have. My family appreciates that we are doing this. My friends now understand me in-depthly, and I think that is something very important.
Wow.
Yes.
That's really beautiful and inspiring in itself.
Yeah.
And I think even before now we get to look at this amazing, amazing song, Sirudi, I think it has such a deep story behind it. It has such an amazing story behind it. And maybe you can just tell us, when you got to that point of even writing down the lyrics, what was going on in your mind and what did it mean for you when you finally released it?
So I have interacted with, I have been active in ministry. It's not something that I took up recently. I think since childhood I have been a very spiritually inclined person. When 2014 happened, I decided to ask questions about my faith, generally. Because when you read the story of the Samaritan woman, I think most of the time the way it is packaged, even when we, what is it called, preach it and all those kind of things, when we share it to others, it's a story about a guilty past and the mercy of sin. But we also have the other side of it. It's also a story about a broken spirit, a broken heart, a broken mind, and someone who is actually looking for a way to truly worship. So 2014 made me ask myself questions, because I lost friends, I lost people, I lost projects, and I lost myself, my own self-identity, and I also lost that identity in Christ. So that experience left me in a place where I was asking myself, okay, maybe I need to understand spirituality and Christianity differently. And so I decided to capture not the former first definition of the Samaritan woman's story, but the later of brokenness into a song. And literally, it's actually just a story converted into a song. Yeah. And through the years, because this song was conceptualized this year and recorded this year, so through the years, I was able, or rather I have been able to understand Christ differently. It made me even maybe move from the environment where I was worshiping to a new environment, which has given me an opportunity to understand God differently. And I am in a place where I can say it's a beautiful experience. So it's really a story, it's a song of encouragement. It's not always about that guilty past, but sometimes life can happen and it can break you so deeply. It has nothing to do with physical, it can be inward. It is something that needs a different touch from God. It needs you to understand God differently, and you don't have to go back to that again. Yes, the future is here, the present is here, the future is here, and my ministry, I guess, is to just inspire and encourage others. And this story, the Samaritan, is always inclined to women. This song is not only about ladies. It is a song that a man can also, so it's just basically a song that should inspire people who have a broken past, not necessarily a guilty past, but just a really broken past, that there is hope. Yes.
Indeed. What an encouragement. There is hope despite the brokenness. And we can take a break and get to listen to this song, Sirudi by Yeddah, so that also we get to enjoy the lyrics, the melody itself. So have a listen, and then we are coming back with our conversation.
Kama yule dada yule Samaria nilipomgundua Bwana, kama yule mwanamke Samaria niliyatamani maisha mapya. Hallelujah. Yeah.
Sirud, such an amazing I'm trying to,
Yeah.
najimarket hapa kama backup singer. Nimesikia wako
VG.
wengi. So
Yeah.
I can also be there behind. Nimeona Ndiku Mutinda,
Yeah.
who is our very own director,
Yeah.
hajaachwa nyuma kwenye video.
By the way, and actually, I also see that the song was actually recorded by Hope Media.
Yes, it was recorded
I
right
have to
here.
see, I have to bring it Hope Media.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. No wonder you are branded today.
Exactly, you see, not suited up on. Yeah. So how was the production?
Yes.
Well, I can say, first of all, this is, I guess, a relatively second newest experience to be, because in ministry, I find myself inclined to mentorship of students, and also if the church has a program for students, and also music, naturally, instruments, the piano, amongst others, singing, worship team, and all that. So over the years, or rather in my former days when I was younger, I have practically, experienced music through either drama festivals or through, I think my first recording was back when I was at the university for Seventh-day Adventist Church of University of Nairobi. And as being part and parcel of a band, we did record the music. And I was telling you earlier on that is a memory that came back live yesterday. And the experience recording this song here at Hope, I came to understand that it's all about the motive. When you get the motive right, then everything else flows. Yeah, so that is my takeaway from this. It's been a beautiful experience. It's been a bit of sweet and tingly a bit, because getting everything in place.
Yeah.
And also what I have also learned is you need to give it some patience, because for God to allow it to grow naturally, through the conceptualizing it, even publishing it, even releasing it to the public. Just allow God to do that. My initial, or rather target was, I'm going to record this thing and let's do this in 3 months and be done with it. But God had other plans, because when I came here for the first time in August, I interacted with the production team. That was really, my target was 3 to 6 months, but it's 1 year down the line, and it happened right on time, on my father's second birthday, actually third birthday anniversary. We were celebrating recently. My family, we are healing, and we are at that place when now we are breaking out to have conversations about nostalgia moments. And now it's not about the bitter part and the grieving or the kind of thing. And we, I guess, had this conversation with the family. I was like, this would be a good thing to do for Dad. He was also a musician. I come from a very musical family. He was a musician. He played all kinds of instruments. He had the most melodic voice, and the father also before, and also the extended family. We have that kind of gift. So if we get right, we can do this on August 10th to celebrate my dad. Birthday in heaven. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And you keep mentioning your dad, and now you mention another aspect of him that also you now want to replicate, which is musical. And I wanted to ask, growing up, was it how was it? You aspired to be a musician, get into that ministry?
Growing up, I aspired to be my dad in all manner of fonts. I think it's the daddy girl thing.
Yeah. Role model.
Yeah. My dad was a practicing doctor that is still work in progress. He was also a lover of music and instruments. My first interaction with music was, of course, generally in school. It came out lightly. I was inclined to, like I mentioned earlier, on drama festivals and narratives, poems, amongst those other things. Those are the things that we had that time when we were growing up. And then participating in the choir. But now, what really changed my childhood was he took it very seriously, and he actually got a tutor to teach me how to play the piano, which I do till today. Yeah, and on my 18th birthday, he bought me a, what do you call those long keyboards, the Casio. Yes, I think it has about 5 to 6 octaves. And he's always been supportive. I remember when I joined the university, when I was performing for the first time with the church choir, he actually came. Yeah, with the rest of my family, and for me that was very touching. So I have received a lot of support. God rest his soul, from my father directly, and also from my family, and that's just a beautiful piece of my life. Yes.
And listening to you, it shows the need for parents also to support when they see a talent and all, to support their kids, however small. You support them, they will always appreciate, they will always remember that mom, dad was there for me.
That's true.
Actually, I recall a week before he departed from us. I did travel to see him. That time he was away from the country. And we had these conversations. And I think I was at that place when I was still trying to figure out, anyway, let me come to it later. We lost him a week later. But that time we had conversations about, so what are you doing about this? You have incubated this song since 2014. What are you doing with your talents? How do you see your life going? We had 1 or 2 or 3 plans. We had this conversation 2 years ago, and I do not see any progress. So what, how, where? Those were the conversations. So when I came back, I was like, boom, this is something I need to do this here. But a few days later, he went to be with the Lord. So, but still, I feel that it was like a prepping. It culminated to this particular point in time. I feel without that conversation, possibly we wouldn't even be here today. So in all things we give thanks.
That is amazing. And I'm also thinking of the people who are watching us this morning, and they probably have songs in their closets.
That happens a lot.
Yes, so many, but they're just holding back. They're really, really holding back. Sometimes it's just the fear of, well, if I release this song and nobody even cares about it, how will I feel? Even after putting so much money in it, so much investment. But maybe what can you say from where you're seated and from your experience, even that intimate conversation with your dad about it, and even seeing that now the music is out and you're here, you're glowing, you're encouraging us, you're encouraging the people who are watching as well. What a piece of advice would you give to those who have songs but are just too afraid to release them?
I'm not very sure I'm going to give an advice, but I'm going to say what I intend to do, so that maybe, when I say it, it will resonate with somebody else's experience. When Dad died, the way you go on social media or somewhere, you just put on a message to express how you're feeling. And then recently I woke up and I was like, wow, the song is out. This is the day that the Lord has made. Can you believe I've actually been able to conceptualize 2 songs from those things? I already have, I'll just take the song from, what I expressed that time. That was me. And I want to translate it into a song. And what I felt on that particular morning when this song came out, this is the day that the Lord has made. I want to put that also into a song. What the experience from 2014 I put it into a song. So for me, it's about literally, because they say life is about art, it's about music, because you can pick the emotions from those two, and the, you know what is going on exactly in somebody else's life.
Yeah.
And I'd like to encourage anyone who has that thing in the closet. That song, you wrote it at a particular season, and it possibly expresses what you're feeling, and maybe what you are going through at that particular point in time. Just step out. Step out. Yes, take yourself to the closest studio that you think you can, and the good part of this experience is you don't do it alone. I have received a lot of support from the Hope FM team, from the Hope Studio team, and you know, this part, that part, it's materialized in something so beautiful. And you might possibly, like you said earlier on, you mentioned when you think okay, fine, where do I start? I am not a professional in this, but just start from somewhere. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a clamor by so many people, artists included, to be relevant. But then again, how do you remain relevant without losing the core calling of propagating the gospel of
motive,
Christ?
Yes. So that is what I spoke about earlier on, the motive. If you get the motive wrong from the beginning, then most likely most of the things possibly may have a challenge aligning. So you need to get the motive very, very clearly from the beginning, because I have had to explain myself as to how much I budgeted for this song. I have also had to do a lot of explaining, especially when you meet people and they ask you, okay, will you, retain this line, or, because I'm an artist, like I said, I'm an, eclectic person. I gather ideas from different styles and those kind of things. I believe I should be able to manage the motive for each and every song that I produce going forward. It can cut across gospel, intertwined and integrated into different style. It can be Latin, it can be Swahili. I love Swahili. It can be literally any genre. But the motive is, for me, my ministry is about encouraging and inspiring people. Yeah, so basically, I believe if you get it right from the onset, then, and that is also something that I strongly learned also from the Hope Media. Get the motive right. If the motive is right, everything else falls into place. Yes.
Wow, that's really beautiful. And I just want to also read some comments that have come in. I see MC Vago Mlezi. I think I actually know this particular person, saying, Yeddah, a very good friend of mine. Keep going. We have Felinis V also saying, be blessed. We have, we are live on YouTube, so definitely you can drop down your comment right there. And thank you so much for the feedback and for everyone who is following through with the program today. And I think it would be amazing for you to let us know, what should we expect of Yeddah B moving forward? We've had the release of this amazing song, and after this release, I know something happens and doors begin to open, and I'm just really, really praying that God continues to use you as his vessel. So what is this fresh perspective that you have after the release of this song, and what should we expect to see moving forward?
Thank you for that question. I have actually taken time to, just put everything into perspective. Now, what really comes out from the inside of me is philanthropy. And at the beginning of this, I mentioned that I support education. Philanthropy and education are very close to my heart. And in Rotary, we've been able to work, or rather we are able to work with vulnerable student communities. From informal settlements, maybe public schools, amongst others. My vision is to, I know we have opportunities for partnering with, because if you realize I am, it's called what, the background singers, you said, wanna sound wengi, So that for me is the picture. That is what I am trying to paint. Like when I sing, then I do it with many voices. And I am hoping to do it with many vulnerable student, youth, young voices.
That's
I
great.
honestly don't know how the future looks like. But what I know is the picture I have in my mind is that looks like a community band, or a line of an album done by a vulnerable community together. It's as a way of me giving back to the community, because that one comes naturally for me. So this year is about using my talents to bring the change and the hope that we so much want to see in this world, to just make magic for people possibly who wouldn't really experience and enjoy magic in their natural day-to-day. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. The how part, I absolutely have no idea. I just know that is how it looks like. The in between, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The thing that I did at the beginning of the year was if you interact with my WhatsApp profile when you have my number, is to the status there is Imela. This year is about Thanksgiving for the things that are about to happen and the things that I have already seen happen. The how part, that is you and hey, God, okay, that's for you to play. You deal with yourself. But this is where we are going. This is where we are at. In between, I know, God, you can deal.
Yes.
Yeah, because I know that they're already, these things are already in the spiritual world, they've already been set in motion.
True.
I usually say, nasemanga ziko kwa traffic. Yes, traffic
the
in
way.
Nairobi on the way. Yes.
Yeah.
And I believe just God will send me the destiny helpers
For
required.
sure.
Yes. Yeah, so if possibly you are a person who is inclined to philanthropy and you would like to maybe set up a dance or music program that can inspire these young people, economically empower them, and give them just a sense of new life, that would be a great thing. We can always do something together. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yes.
We are just about to bring our conversation to a close. Maybe people would want to interact with your content,
Yeah.
because apparently you do so much.
Yes.
You know so many things, not just music.
Yeah.
So if people would want to follow you, get
Yes.
to know what you're doing,
Yes.
the projects that you are engaged
Yeah.
in, how can they be able to follow you?
Well, as I say, I'm a bit of an oldie, so you can go to Facebook at Yeddah Machage.
Yes.
YEDDAH B Machage. That's my Facebook account. And now you can find me on YouTube at Yeddah Bageni.
Okay.
Yes, you can also find me through the Skiza tune that has been shared through your very able team.
Yes.
You can SMS 88300 33 Skiza 88300 33 to 811 to you can subscribe to the Skiza tune.
Skiza tune.
Yes, on TikTok and Instagram, Baji, I go by Baji, BAGII. Yeah, so we are still updating contents on most of those platforms, but really that's how you can actually interact with me and get me if you'd like to connect with me online. Yes.
Wow, that's really amazing. And the beauty of even what you mentioned as your vision, the beauty of it is that that's stamped. There's the power of the tongue, and we know for
Amen.
sure that is exactly what we are going to see, and it's going to even be better, because
Amen.
God does exceedingly abundantly
Amen.
above all we can think or ever
Amen.
imagine. So definitely just voicing that out was powerful in itself. But we've come to the end of the show, and we just want to say thank you for coming through. You're a breath of fresh air, and I know that God is going to use your music for a greater purpose, aside from just being an artist. I mean, with everything that you're connecting it to is just beautiful. The vision is magnificent, seeing that the less vulnerable can actually come and they can be helped, and they can, still feel that, hey, I'm alive and I can feel the magic, as you have mentioned. So I think it's a beautiful thing, and I believe that as you have released it, God will continue to open doors for you.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much as well for keeping us company. Thank you for tuning in to the show.
Yes.
We don't take it for granted. Thank you so very much. You can share the link with loved ones as well, with people who would want to listen to this, but they were not able this morning.
Yeah.
So they will be able to listen even later during the day. So thank you so very much. Enjoy your weekend. Take care of yourself, and God willing, we'll be here next week, same time, same place, for the Hope at Dawn show.
Yes.
My name is George Gishoro.
And my name is Beatrice Nudi. And just to remind you guys that as we conclude the show, we're going to play this song again. So you can have a taste of it one more time and share the link as well. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a blessed weekend.
Kama yule dada yule Samaria nilipomgundua Bwana, kama yule mwanamke Samaria niliyatamani maisha mapya. Ndipo Yesu aliponielezea kwamba yeye ndiye maji ya uzima, sirudi nyuma, sirudi tena, nashikilia, sirudi nyuma. Kama yule dada yule Samaria, chanzo chako sasa, sasa, mpe Yesu chanzo cha kuelezea kwamba yeye ndiye chanzo cha uzima, sirudi nyuma. Usirudi tena, hebu shikilia, usirudi nyuma. Mpe Yesu chanzo cha kuelezea kwamba yeye ndiye chanzo cha uzima, usirudi nyuma, usirudi tena.